The hate crime murder of indigenous queer actor Jonathan Joss. The news keeps getting worse and worse. For starters, the murderer is already out on bail. He was booked around 7 a.m. on the 2nd, and he was out early today, the 4th. Barely had time to pee before they got him out. He even confessed to the murder. It's not a question. There's not an investigation. Which, of course, because they ruled in under 12 hours it wasn't a hate crime for an indigenous queer man married to a trans man in San Antonio, Texas. Sure, Jan. We all know pigs are useless, but holy fuck, those are some extra useless pigs. By now, I'm sure you've all heard the basics of the story. Jonathan Joss was famous for voicing John Redcorn on King of the Hill and for portraying King Quixote on Parks and Rec. After a year of harassment and threats, including an arson fire that killed his 3 dogs, he was confronted with the skull of one of his dogs when he returned home from a King of the Hill event the evening of May 31st. And him and his husband were obviously upset. What I suspect is the arson suspect plus murderer, something Ceja, fuck this dude, was just waiting patiently with a shotgun in his lap. And when they confronted him, because they knew it was him, he shot at Kern de Gonzalez, the husband, and Joss blocked the bullets and died. This has been just utter and pure hell. That's why my hair is so frizzy and I look like, because from the moment I first seen the news, contrasted with Joss's statement about what had happened, I was like, the first day of Pride, to someone I really was beloved to me as an actor. Of course, I didn't know him personally. And he's trans husband. Like, first day of Pride. Now, Texas, I'm not shocked. Even the United States, I'm not shocked. But I am shocked they're bold enough to have done this to somebody who's famous. Even if it was considered not very famous. He hadn't worked a lot in any big project since 2013. He was extremely beloved, judging by the outpouring of love. I vowed I was going to make sure those articles saying he was in a dispute with his neighbor and he just passed away. Gee, I'm sure he would have preferred that version, except it's not true. I vowed I was going to correct every one of them. I got on Tumblr, made a post. It's my most popular post by far. It went to I think we're at 50,000 interactions, so about 24,000 people. And I've just done my damnedest, but I am seeing a lot of people, including queer people, indigenous people, and King of the Hill fans, spreading the correct story. So that's good. And the fans demanded that they are very upset that it's not a hate crime. I truly don't have any faith in anything related to pigs, but for them, I found the DA's number. And on some sites, I found the murderer's address, so, It's probably really good I'm in Mexico because I am just angry. Joss's husband is going through hell. On top of all this, he's seen his husband murdered. The murderer is out on bail, and SAPD is like, I don't know, no hate crime. Get out of jail free card. He's having all sorts of horrifying rumors spread about him and Joss, and a lot of it's anti-queer and anti-trans. A lot of it's framing an indigenous man as being responsible for his own death for daring to have mental illness and health issues, including addiction. And Joss didn't even have guns anymore. They had been taken away because of his mental health about half a year ago, I think it was. So he was unarmed. Even the cops aren't denying that. And you're like, oh, yeah, well, he deserved it. He was the wrong shade. A lot of people have issue with the age gap in the relationship, and they're using that to justify Joss's murder. Just all sorts of horrible shit, including rumors about meth, and that he blew up his own house in January. And this had really, most of the shit was already flying around. This had really upset Joss before he was murdered. On May 31st, he was at two King of the Hill events, and one of them where he wasn't on the panel. He approached the Q&A mic. It wasn't quite time for that, and he just bared his soul. And he even said, nobody believes the threats. My ex-wife says no one believes the threats because of my mental health issues and my addiction issues. And he said, she's right. And she's right. Some people are saying she's spreading rumors. I haven't seen that so far, but I have no idea. I just can't even imagine being Tristan Kern de Gonzalez right now. Let me put it this way. If every single rumor is true, yeah, even the meth house fire, which I don't believe at all, doesn't matter. He should not have been murdered. I thought that was obvious, but people act like it's not. So just for the record, you don't get a murder for free card. And also, if he truly was the cause of his own arson, and knowing how beloved SAPD was to him, they came out once a week for a whole year. And they said they mostly sent their mediation crew because it was between him and this neighbor. You don't think if they found remnants of a meth lab, they wouldn't have arrested him? Because they sound like they would have been thrilled to arrest him. See, that's what I have a problem with. People are acting like he's dumb enough to deserve his murder, but also he's smart enough to outsmart cops who have a target on his back. I'm just so angry about all of it. And anyways, all of the shit I've mentioned with sourcing, plus all the socials for Tristan Kern de Gonzalez, including here on TikTok, I put on Friended Gyms because it's becoming so lengthy. I needed a web page to link to, and I'm doing my best to keep that updated. I encourage Kern de Gonzalez to maybe make a website. If he does do that in the future, I will link to that as well. Because I think he deserves a say when all these other people are telling what happened and they're not even there. I mean, you know what's just most disturbing, I think? Or at least right at this moment to me, beyond the murderer having Bell and being out? Even the neighbors who spread so much shit about him and really talk shit and like, oh yeah, he was a menace, he was horrible, he was loud, bullet holes in our houses. Even they said some part of a dead dog was found near the mailbox. They said skeleton. I don't know. Kern de Gonzalez said skull. So those people who hate him most even agreed that's what happened. And yet everyone's treating it like, how dare he be angry? How dare he yell? That happened to my cats. This would be the last thing you'd see because I would go full rage. I wouldn't be polite about it. You can shoot me 6 times. I'd still remove for TikTok because I know they'd ban me. So just take a guess. Oh, Jonathan, I wish you knew how loved you were before you were taken.